to the Rashtrapati Bhavan, where President Pranab Mukherjee is addressing the Indology Summit, and the award ceremony is on at present.
Professor Sattabrat Sastry, Academic Coordinator of the International Conference of Indologists, distinguished scholars of Indology from abroad and India, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a great pleasure and privilege for me to be present amidst you this morning. We welcome you all to the first ever International Conference of Indologists being hosted at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. It was hardly 6 months ago in Moscow that I committed to host a working meeting of the eminent experts on India's unique heritage of art and culture, science and philosophy. As a student of history and being ex officio visitors of 114 central institutions of higher learning in India, I had been keen to see such a gathering of scholarly Indologists at Rashtrapati Bhavan. I am happy that learned discussions will take place here over the next 3 days on the civilization that is India. I wanted the thoughts and perspectives that emerge from such informed exchange to enlighten and inspire, for there cannot be a conversation about India that does not do so. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, the uniqueness of Indian religion, language and culture has, since ancient times, attracted travelers from faraway lands. Ancient India had world-renowned seats of higher learning for about 1800 years. Beginning 6th century BC, Indian universities like Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Valavi, Sompura and Odantpuri had dominated the world education system. They were a magnet for the finest minds and scholars in the world. Takshashila became the meeting point of 4 civilizations: Indian, Persian, Greek and Chinese, and was frequented by legendary personalities like Chandragupta Maurya, Chanakya, Panini, St. Thomas, Faxian, Charaka and Demetrius. Indian scholarship, which had already achieved great heights, fascinated all who encountered it, from Megasthenes to Huensang, Fahian, Haicho and Alberuni. These scholars of Indian studies spread their understanding of India near and far. Indology as we know it today, is a relatively new academic discipline. It took shape in the 19th century after this area of study developed on the foundation laid by 18th century pioneers, including William Jones, who established Asiatic Society in Calcutta in 1784, Henry Thomas Colebrook, and August Wilhelm Hegel. Max Muller, the German-born philologist of the 19th century, was one of the founders of the academic field on Indian studies. His works on Indology command great respect. Organizations like the Asiatic Society, Royal Asiatic Society, American Oriental Society, and German Oriental Society, as well as the Japanese Association of India and Buddhist Studies, have also played a key role in the evolution of study on Indology. I would like to pay tribute to all Indologists and scholars of Indian history, art and culture, science and philosophy the world over. They have, over the centuries, contributed to the understanding, propagation, and promotion of the Indian knowledge system in countries far and wide. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to confer today the first outstanding Indologist Award on the distinguished Professor Emeritus Heinrich Freiherr von Steenstein-Krohn of the Federal Republic of Germany. He has been selected for his significant contribution to Indology. He has spent a lifetime as a researcher, teacher, academician, and epigrapher on various aspects of the history of Indian religion and the study of regional traditions in Odisha. His research has resulted in as many as 19 books and almost 100 scientific research papers. His work has added quality and substance to Indological studies and will go a long way in encouraging future efforts in this direction. I thank the eminent jury for their selection, and once again I congratulate the learned professor for this distinction conferred on him. I compliment the External Affairs Minister and Indian Council for Cultural Relations for instituting this award and bringing together under our roof this outstanding group of scholars. I take this opportunity to recognize with appreciation the invaluable contribution of all those eminent historians and academics in exploring and disseminating the Indian knowledge system. The theme selected for the conference will, I am sure, stimulate integrated dialogue and propagation of knowledge. The outcome of these focused sessions will no doubt invigorate Indology in a very definitive manner. I thank Secretary to the President, Srimati Amita Paul, for her effectively converting this idea into reality. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, as you will agree, Indology does not merely imply the study of India. Indology is rather the pursuit of a major component of human knowledge. It is the understanding of the evolution of human civilization and is a science for the diagnosis and mitigation of the complexities of human life. Ancient Indians had left no streams of human consciousness unexploited, whether it was deeply delving into religion and philosophy or cracking the medicinal secrets of food. They studied in fascinating details and wrote very succinctly, incredibly profound treatises on medical science, statecraft, law, social science, metallurgy, language, grammar, and aesthetics. Kautilya's Arthashastra is a comprehensive discourse on statecraft. Manusmriti is a legal text studied most widely. Nourishment of body through healthy food received equal attention, and Pak Shastra became a highly evolved subject. This year, the 21st June, was celebrated as the International Day of Yoga. With this, the ancient science of yoga has been demystified. It has been brought to the man on the street. He has learned how to make the practice of yoga a part of his daily routine. The global popularization of yoga will help to improve the lifestyle of those who adopt it and proactively safeguard their physical and mental well-being. I would like to encourage the younger generation of the world to study, practice, and benefit from Ayurveda and other ancient Indian healing systems. I look forward to the increasing integration of this science into a holistic treatment of diseases. I would also like to see more Indology in the academic collaborations between India and her foreign partners. This will not only add new dimensions to the bilateral discourse of India with these friendly countries, but it will also create yet another layer of cooperation and mutual understanding. Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, in ancient India, society accorded great values to novel thought. A scholar was expected to have independent views, to be recognized as an erudite man or a rishi. So rich was the intellectual discourse on all subjects concerning humanity that Tagore, in his Gitanjali, likened India to be a divine ocean and said, which I now quote a few lines, nobody knows whose invitation has invoked so many souls who have gathered here like a turbulent current of a river that has come and dissolved itself into the divine ocean, unquote. Early Indologists had relied on Sanskrit for their study of the Indian studies. Sanskrit has long been the medium for studying at least two major religions of the world and 8 philosophical schools. Similarly, Vedic mathematics is based in Sanskrit. As such, It is the key to a vast cache of literature, epics, aesthetics, dramaturgy, and the Indian civilization itself. It is the language of the greatest works on human development, world peace, and global prosperity. The Vedic texts were perhaps the first to pronounce the universal concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family. In the words of Mark Twain, India is the cradle of human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, and the great-grandmother of tradition, unquote. To my mind, the popularity of Indology lies in this wide scope and capacity to revive solutions for all possible questions that the human mind may contemplate. It must be recognized that India's ancient traditions to survive and grow did not hesitate to selectively embrace all that is good in modernism. Her history remains alive and vibrant in the thoughts, actions, customs, and rituals of her people. Modernity, in all its manifestations, is equally welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, we are today witnessing events without precedent when the world is struggling to deal with the worst impulses of intolerance and hatred that mankind has ever witnessed. At such a time, there can be no better recourse than to remind ourselves that the high values, written and unwritten, samskars, duties, and the way of life, that is the essence of India. This is time to reinforce the civilizational values that bind together for complex diversity of modern day India and promote them among our people and the world. As Swami Vivekananda had described so eloquently, and I quote, "If there is any land on this earth that can lay claim to be the blessed Punyabhumi, to be the land to which all souls on the earth must come to accord for karma, the land to which every soul that is wending its way Godward must come to attain its last home, the land where humanity has attained its highest towards gentleness, towards generosity, towards purity, towards calmness, above all, the land of introspection and of spirituality. It is India. It is here that Indians build temples of Mohammedans and Christians. The one great question, therefore, that the world wants most, that the world has yet to learn from India, is the idea not only of toleration but of sympathy." Unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hasten to clarify. I do not intend this assembly to excessively dwell on ancient times or merely fill us with nostalgia about India's grand past. Instead, I anticipate that your scholastic interactions, while firmly anchoring today's India in her glorious history, will illuminate the logical path to her desired greatness. I am confident that your deliberations over the next 3 days will highlight the manner in which pluralism and multiculturalism are at the very core of the Indian psyche. They will surely make an important contribution to our existing body of knowledge in the area of Indology. I commend the Government of India under the leadership of Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi and External Affairs Minister Srimati Sushma Swaraj for the encouragement and promotion of Indological studies both in India and abroad. I am confident that the focus of such initiative will be constructive and will continue as a sustained basis. With these words, I wish the conference all success. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to request Sri Lokesh Chandra, President ICCR, to deliver the vote of thanks.
That was President Pranab Mukherjee addressing the World Indology Conference at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and a two-day World Indology Conference organized by Rashtrapati Bhavan in collaboration with Indian Council for Cultural Relations. It is being inaugurated by President Pranab Mukherjee.